speech on justifiable homicide. Then the second thing I'm going to talk to you about is what it is that we can do to address this. And then the last thing, what you need to do personally. When I told one of my students we're going to do the march today, he said, yeah, march, and then what? Huh? So we're going to talk about that before we go home. It's not going to take long, and then I'm going to do a poem, and we're going to be done. All right? Can y'all give me that time? I got until 8 o'clock. Oh, they should get 15 minutes. I'm crazy going now. All right, that's my time. But I want y'all to listen, okay? Please? Just listen. Just listen. Just share it with you, right? You know, it's not like Khaled's speech. Khaled covered some of the most important stuff. I'm going to bring it from a little different way, but I hope you will appreciate the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to us. It's in a book. It's from a speech from 2007, 5 years ago. And he put it in a book called Justifiable Homicide, Black Youth in Peril. It's in a book, and I'm not here to push the book. I'm here to give you the word that God has given Minister Farrakhan to you and me. Here we go. In Chicago recently, 2007, a young black brother was shot down by the police, and the parents are aggrieved. The police said the young brother was running and had something in his hands, but the witnesses would tell you he didn't have anything in his hands. He was just shot down. And the body of persons in the deliberative process, the DA's office, etc., I just add that, to determine the fact that it's supposed to address this, just says, well, we'll look into it. But when they look into it, the verdict comes back as another dead Negro, justifiable homicide. Minister Farrakhan, 2007. Johnny Gammett, 1995. Trayvon Martin, 2012. There's the pattern here. Minister Farrakhan again. Injustice, as I said in the Holy Day of Atonement speech from Atlanta on October 16th, brings its natural response no matter how long it takes. Injustice has to be answered by justice. Justice demands that what a man sows, he must eventually reap. Jesus said it well. Did he say that those who live by the sword will die by marching? He didn't say that. Did he say those who live by the sword will die by massive protest? He didn't say that. Did he say that those who live by the sword will die by prayers in front of public buildings and kneeling and begging and pleading? He didn't say that. What did he say? Jesus said those who kill by the sword will die by the very sword that they use to kill others. Now, we want to send that message to the enemies of our community, but we got to send that message within our community as well. What you do today is going to come back on you tomorrow. There's no escaping that reality. Minister Farrakhan continues. Is there sacredness and value to human life? Listen to me carefully, young brothers and sisters. Is there only sacredness and value to white life and not to brown, red, and black life? Is there value to a dog in this society and yet no value on the life of a human being such that people can go to jail for mistreating a dog? And the same person who kills a black youth can go home to dinner with his children with no feeling of having done something wrong. Because in his own heart and mind, he did society a favor by killing another black person. Minister Farrakhan asked the question, what do you think God has to say about this? That's him. End of quote. That's from Justifiable Homicide. So I say that seems to be the thinking of Zimmerman in Trayvon Martin's case. Right? That he could kill this young man, did the neighborhood a favor by taking him out, goes home to dinner, has dinner, and no thought about the wrong that he did to this brother, to his family, to our community in Florida, New York, California, and wherever. But I gotta say, as Brother Khaled said, that's some of our thinking too. When you can go and shoot at somebody's mother's house, their grandmother's house, their van with the babies in there. We don't care about what we did to a life because we see them as our enemy. It's unexcusable. Second point, almost there. What is the way of addressing this? Minister Farrakhan says we have to take on the mind of God. We have to always look for the best in people. We got to do this in the black community. I'm going to draw on the scripture that Minister Farrakhan gave us for the Million Man March. And that comes from 2 Chronicles 7:14. And this is how it reads. If my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land. See, we got some work to do, brothers and sisters. We can't wait till somebody white kills one of us and we want to come together and talk about what needs to be done. It is too late for it then. This stuff that we have to do in the scriptures, 2 Chronicles 7:14 lets us know specifically what it is we must do. But here's the piece I want to draw on for what we're doing today. The piece that says, and seek my face. Seek the face of God in everything you do. No matter what happens in your life, you got to ask the question, where's God in this? Because God is the ultimate power. We give too much credit to the devil. The devil did this, the devil did that, the devil did the other. The devil has no power, number one, except what you give to him. And number two, he can't do nothing that God doesn't allow him to do. So the devil is not the power, God is the power. And if the devil is allowed to do something, you got to ask God, why did you allow him to do it? And then in that is the lesson. When you see somebody that you can't stand, and some of us can't stand people just because we're looking at them. I can't stand them, why not? I don't know, I just don't like them. Crazy stuff. And start looking for God in them. Yeah, they got a whole lot of craziness going on, they're doing all kind of bad stuff, but they got God in them. God has deposited himself in that person. Stop looking for the worst and begin to look for the best in them. When you start looking for God, believe me, you will see him. He will manifest his face to you. And the person that is your worst enemy might just become your best friend. So seek God. That's what we need to do going out of here. Last point. We got to do something, brothers and sisters. Stop sitting at home watching Basketball Wives and that crazy, what's the girl, Bad Girl, that crazy stuff. That reality. You got enough reality in your own life to bring somebody else's drama in your house. Stop. Craziness. And they put that on the TV to keep you diverted off the work that you need to do, because God is bringing his reality in the world. This is the Messianic millennium. That means this time is Jesus' time, the Christ time, the Messiah's time. And you sitting at home watching TV, well, guess what? You're going to go to hell, excuse me, little people, right with those reality TV people. God trying to put you in heaven, trying to see you in heaven at once. He ain't waiting till you die and go to heaven, some space in the sky somewhere. Your heaven can be created right here while you live. Stop worrying about all that crazy stuff that's going on. But here's what you can do with the extra time that you have. Minister Farrakhan told us in 1995, the brothers that were at the Million Man March, you know what I'm about to say, and you know that it's true. Minister Farrakhan didn't say, go back and join the Nation of Islam. Minister Farrakhan didn't use that occasion as a recruitment for the Nation of Islam to swell his ranks, to develop his leadership. He did not do that. He told us, and I'm going to quote him, so my beloved brothers and sisters, here's what we would like you to do. Every one of you, my dear brothers, when you go home, here's what I want you to do. We must belong to some organization that is working for and in the interest of the upliftment and liberation of our people. That's what Farrakhan said. He said, go back, join the NAACP if you want to. Join the Urban League. Join the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. Join us. Join the Nation of Islam, he says, if you want to. Join PUSH. Join the Congress of Racial Equality. Join the SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He ain't saying then, but join them, the National Action Network. I put that in. Join them. But we must become a totally organized people, and the only way we can do that is to become a part of some organization that is working for the uplift of our people. Minister Farrakhan. Now, I'm gonna close with this that he says. We must keep the local organizing committees that made this event, the Million Man March, possible. We must keep them together, and then all of us as leaders, must stay together and make the National African American Leadership Summit inclusive of all of us, Muslim, Christian, otherwise. Got to do that. I know the NAACP did not officially endorse the march, neither the Urban League, but he said, so what? So what? Join with these people. Now we must continue to reach. I'm almost done. I know I got 5 minutes. I'm almost done. I'm right there. I'm right there. You all right? Yeah. Give me a couple more minutes and I'm done. I'm almost there. No, we must continue to reach out to those who have condemned us and make them to see that this was not evil. And I think we know the Million Man March was not evil. It was not intended to be evil. It was intended for good. Now, brothers, moral and spiritual renewal is a necessity. Everyone must, it's Minister Farrakhan talking, everyone must go back home and join some church, synagogue, temple, or mosque that is teaching spiritual and moral uplift. I want you, brothers, there's no men in the church, in the mosque, the men are in the streets, and when we go get back home to the churches of God. Amen. Minister Farrakhan talking. Here we go. I'm done.